Jefferson may look European, but his Y chromosome tells a different story. It shows that what we look like may not really tell us where we come from. And it raises a question mark over the traditional image of Adam. For centuries, artists have depicted him like this, like a European. For many of us, this is Adam, Michelangelo's famous painting in the Vatican Sistine Chapel. He looks like a beautiful Italian who spends a lot of time in the gym. Did the common ancestor of all men really look like this? The story of Jefferson suggests he could have looked very different. Finally, Wells comes face to face with the man he's been searching for. A new portrait of the common ancestor of every man today. Adam. Without the skull, we can't know for sure what Adam looked like. But a combination of genetic evidence, Bender's forensic skills, and cutting-edge computer software suggest he looks something like this. Thousands of years after the Bible, and hundreds of years after Michelangelo, we have a whole new face for Adam.
Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, that want us today, all the apostles GMS, and when the truth resides. And may peace and blessings be multiplied to your Akim that's out here preaching the truth for the love of the gospel, and risking your life to do so, and to you Aqua that's listening and learning and being blessed, whatever Yahushua may find your hands to do. This is Hashem Yahshala.
Good party.
Alright, with a interesting little YouTube video that we came across. Now, as the guy said, we have a new beautiful picture. What did he say? Did he say beautiful? He said with a new face of Adam.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I'm a hit when this was published. Okay.
November 28th.
November 28th, 2019. Okay, so this is new.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
so why is
Yesterday,
this? Why is this the new face? Why? Because the men of the Lord has been out here preaching this. Okay, so this is proof that we at the end, man. Esau is starting to bring out the truth, but it's too late. The truth has already been out, man. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this because it's almost over with. And like I said, and that guy said the beautiful Italian. Okay, so he's beautiful, right? Let me rewind a little bit to see what he just said. He said we have a new picture. I don't think he said beautiful. Hold on.
I like the expression. He's got a very forceful.
And without the skull, we can't. Without the skull, we can't know for sure what Adam looked like. But a combination of genetic evidence, Bender's forensic skills, and cutting-edge computer software suggest he looked.
Haven't they always had cutting-edge technology for the last last 40 years, 50 years, man? You've been had this technology, man. But now all of a sudden, cutting-edge technology, we have, bro, the scripture says how Adam would look, man.
Something like this.
And he's still a devil. Something like this. Why not just like this, man?
Thousands of years after the Bible, and hundreds of years after Michelangelo, we have a whole new face for Adam.
I like the expression. He's got a very forceful look.
He's intent on something, maybe taking over the world.
Was that epic or what? A very forceful look, like he's looking like he's attempting to take over the world. Man, you got something?
Yeah, I just basically, because, they had Adam looking like, so-called Edomite for all this time. But if you read the scriptures, it already, the scriptures already tells you, what Adam looked like,
Mm-hmm.
or the Adamites,
Okay.
So, because all the basically everybody had a pigmentation before Esau. Esau was the only one that was born without pigmentation. You know, that's why they call him Ashashwa, which in Hebrew, which means wasted away is he.
Okay.
Just talking about his pigment. He was born the way he is now, the way he looks now, without pigment in his skin, you know, and his hair blonde or brunette or whatever, you know. So this is Job chapter 30 verse 30. It says, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. So, you know, we can get the dark scriptures. You know, even Yahweh Shah himself was a dark skinned man. Songs, King Solomon was a dark skinned man, which therefore shows you that King David was probably a dark skinned man or a man of melanin. You know, and it's beautiful because even today's society teaches you that two people with melanin skin can have an albino child, you know, but two people that two Edomites or two so-called white people cannot have an albino child. It's not heard of. You see an albino, you know, you see a parents, you know, mostly have melanin, are mostly Jakes, you know.
Somebody just posted on social media. I meant to. Can you go back to the history on social media that you could see, like what somebody looked at, who page you visited?
Did you do anything? Did you just look at it? Or
I pressed on it and tried to read it. Because it was two babies. It was two babies born by Jacob.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I ain't got to show it.
The two
Jacob and Esau.
Yeah, basically Jacob and Esau. One twin. They were both twins. There was little girls. There were basically two. One came out looking like a nigga woman, and the other came out albino looking.
Right.
You know, which really they're both Israelites,
Right.
but just to show you, but their parents were you know, just to show you that Jake had those types of babies. Not no Edomites.
Yeah.
Edomites can't have a
melanated
a child.
Unless down the line he don't know his he was confusing the faces, you know, and that genetic comes back up, you know. Now if he was confusing the faces, because I actually heard of that before. It's an Edomite lady. So she was Jake, and later down the line she had her white husband. They had a baby, and the baby came out looking like Jake, you know. But she still was an Edomite. But them genetics came up, and the girl always wondered why she looked different. And her daddy, I think she got divorced from that. I think her father died. And she had her daughter thinking that was her father all the time, but the girl knew something. She's like, hey, something ain't right. I don't look like y'all, you know. But she still was Edomite. But that genetic came up because her father was Jake, you know. But the daughter, the mama was a Jake, but the daughter, you see how it changes? Because the mother was a Jake, but the daughter wasn't a Jake.
Yeah, because it goes off what your father is.
Yeah, right, because it goes by what your father is.
And then, scientifically, you know, they say, you take more of your mother's characteristics. You know, basically, whatever you're gonna come out looking more like your mother than your father. Right. Which, that's neither here nor there, because you know they got some incidents where, you know, you see a child that looks spinning identical from their father, you know. So, but they say, but Esau out there says, but you know, every child takes more of their mother because they have more times to develop, you know. Which, if that is true, I'm not saying it's not, but it is true. Then, of course, when you come out and let's say your mother's an Edomite, you know, let's just say you know your father's a Jake and your mother's for a perfect example. The brother from Des Moines. I'm not gonna, you know, mention the brother. I'm just gonna give an example. The brother from Des Moines, his father is an Israelite, and his mother is a so-called heathen. But when you see the brother, he kind of looks. You know, you'll look at him. You know, you'll tell he got some black in him, but he doesn't look that full Jakish look. He actually kind of looks like a heathen. You know, if he can actually bypass for a heathen.
Yeah.
You know,
or what they call in society biracial.
You know, a biracial.
Right.
You know, and now just imagine if that brother had got with the same nation that his mother was, you know, and you know, just on down the line, then you know that baby is gonna start looking more and more like the heathen nation, you know, unless that incident where my pops just brought up, where you know that genetic comes back to that baby, and you know, and he comes back with melanin in his skin, but the whole point about this is the Bible has been pushing that the children of the children of these scriptures have melanin, and only Esau was the only ones that that didn't have melanin. You know, so here you go. You tell them about Adam, which is, you know, which the scripture says basically we all come from. You talking about he didn't have melanin, he looked like a European, and now you're just now finding out that he had melanin. You know, you got that.
You got melanin. Melanin is traced in your bones, man.
Yeah.
And you talking about this new cutting edge technology, man. You been had that, man.
Yeah, because they really, to be honest, they really knew what Adam looked like, man.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
Yeah. It's just you can't hide it no more because the man of the Lord has already revealed it.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this real quick. It's Daniel 9:7 to tap on what you was just saying. He said, "O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces."
Yeah, see, because the Lord knows which spirit is what spirit. You know, the Lord knows if this spirit is a Hamite, a Moabite, an Ishmaelite, an Israelite.
Matter of fact, let me get that. Go ahead.
You know, so but it says, but unto us confusion of faces, because what we can't look at a person and look directly at his spirit, be like, oh, this is this, and know for 100% fact, oh, this is an Israelite, oh, this is a Moabite, oh, this is you know, we gotta. That's why we says what, try the spirit by the spirit. We have to try the spirit, you know, whether this be and really, to be honest, we can only discern if it's an Israelite or not. We can't, like, because we might look at an Edomite and be like, oh no, this dude don't act like an Edomite, man. Nah, yeah, you just a heathen. Right. He might be a Moabite, or he might be an Ishmaelite or nothing, but he looks like an Edomite, you know? Or he might be able to decipher, oh yeah, you're an Israelite, you know?
Right. Okay, let me go back to that. Let me finish that up and then I get this. All right, he said confusion. He said, Slacky. He said, "O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries where rather thou hast driven them."
Yeah, so Israel is going to be in every single nation, you know, but they're not going to look like an Israelite. You know, Elder Apostle Kabar just did a sit down, I believe, about a week ago, saying everybody's not going to look like Wesley Snipes. He didn't use these actors, but I forgot what actor he used. The real old John Shaft, that's John Shaft, and a couple another guy that looks just like a Native American, and another one looks just like a Latin. But they're not gonna come looking like George Lopez or Wesley Snipes or your what's the guy name what's the guy name that played Tonto?
Shit. Damn, that's my guy too.
Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. You know, which he's an Israelite. He's a Native American. Which you could easily tell Johnny Depp's a Native American. He got the whole.
Then he got that Jake Spirit.
Man. Yeah. Kind of remind me of Kanai a little bit.
They be thinking Jake is off. Well, Edomites be thinking, yeah, he's weird, blah blah. Well, he got that off spirit, man, because he has peculiar. He has that peculiar spirit. It's like that's my better word. Okay, he said but the countries rather thou hast driven them. Why have he driven them there? Because he said we were going to be scattered from the four corners of the earth because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. All right, and this is back on your point earlier. This is Matthew 13. This is Matthew 13.
And also that shows you when Michelangelo was living and Leonardo da Vinci and all these, they did something called iconoclast, which means what they painted all these black, you can know, because I mean, look at Jake today. Jake takes tons of pictures. Jake takes tons of sculptures of themselves. Has a lot of black art in there, you know. So back when we was in rulership, you know, we probably had Moses, Adam, Eve. You know, we had a lot of black artists in rulership, and we had a lot of paintings of our ancestors and our forefathers, and Esau came and whitewashed all those. So of course, it's not by happen chance that they're starting to find out that some of these biblical great men of the Bible are actually dark skinned men.
That's right back to what you read earlier.
Yeah, Job.
This is Job 9:24. He said, "The earth is given unto the hand of the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
He covereth the faces of the judges. Therefore,
Yeah, he's calling himself Jacob. He's calling himself all the people of the Bible. The only person I think they gave us is Cain in one of the movies.
Right.
They had Cain dark skin, but they tried.
No, not Tubal Cain. He was the Edomite.
Not Tubal Cain. Cain.
Cain.
Ham's son.
Oh, right. Okay.
So they try to push that. You're Africans.
Oh, right. Okay, he covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Which shows you that Adam was a dark skinned man, because even before Esau was on the scene, Ishmael had a son named Kedar, and you look at the word Kedar, it basically means dark skinned.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me all if Adam and Abraham was all white, then when Ishmael came on the scene and he had a son and he named him dark skinned, so you talking about Kedar was the first black man ever? No, man, because they were all dark skinned people, man. Kedar was just darker than usual, probably. You got it.
Okay, he said he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Yep.
Okay. All right, this is back in Matthew 13. I'm gonna start I'm gonna start up a little bit. Okay, this is Matthew 13:27. He says, "So the servant of the householder came and said," this is a parable that Yahushua used to describe in the last days. It says, "So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in the field?" And the field is our people. From whence then hath it tares? All right. He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, least while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of a harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles, and burn them.
Yeah, because the Lord, He's not going to do what He did in Egypt. In Egypt,
Right.
He when we got delivered, it was an Egyptian little boy that got delivered with us. He was a heathen because his father was an Egyptian, but his mother was an Israelite.
Right.
So when Israel got delivered, he was delivered also.
Right.
But that's not going to happen this time. When we get beamed up, it's going to be 144 elect Israelite men.
That's right.
and their children. So if one of their wives has a child that's by another man, and that another man's a heathen, I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's present, if that's how can I say happening. I don't know if a brother's with a woman and that woman had a baby by an Edomite and he's still with her, but I don't know if that's happening right now.
Yeah,
but
it's probably happening.
I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just don't know. I don't know if a brother is going through that or not, basically.
Right.
But if it is,
the Lord is going to
when that brother gets delivered, and that brother's family get delivered, that Edomite child's not going to make it. That Edomite child's going to be destroyed. He's not going to get on top of the shit. The Lord's not going to say, the Lord's not going to bring everybody onto them chariots and then do the shifting there.
Yeah.
The sifting is going to be already made when we get beamed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because the Lord knows who's going to make it and who's not.
Exactly.
All right, he said, and then bind them and bundle them to burn them, but gather the wheat unto the barns.
Mm-hmm. And the wheat is what you want, man. That's that.
Right.
That's the
good fruit.
Yeah, that's the good. That's the pick of the litter right there. That's what you use to ground up to make flour and stuff with. You got it.
All right. Yeah, I guess. Well,
That was it?
I guess. Yeah, that was it. Well, yeah. Well, I could go ahead and get 31. He said, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds. Well, but when it is grown, it is great among among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air could come lodge in the branches thereof. All right. Yeah, it's just different parables.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
We got to the point. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just because basically, that's just it's just a lesson. Basically, if you look like there's light, it all goes back what your father is. And Esau's being this crafty, cutting this, saying, "Oh, we have cutting technology. This is what Adam would look like." We thought he looked like this, but he actually looks like this. It's just basically Esau telling on himself.
Yeah, yeah.
So
we just know this time is over with.
yeah, but plus we've been knowing, Adam looked like that. We know how Jacob looked. We don't know exactly. I'm not saying we know exactly how they look. Like, oh yeah, Jacob had a big nose with cutting eyebrows and piercing black eye. We can't tell you exactly how they look, but we know according to the scriptures they were dark skinned Israelite looking men. Adam, Eve, Rachel, Sarah, Leah, Jacob. Esau looked like basically how he looks now, red and hairy. When he was Ishmael. Wow. It's crazy because all the rest of the nations have melanin besides Esau. Esau's the only nation that doesn't have melanin. And that melanin is what you can see his pink flesh. You can see his pink his blood through his transparent skin.
Yeah.
So that's why you smack him or he gets red or he gets mad. He gets red. That's the curse that he got on Cain.
Mm-hmm. Gone. All right, I'm gonna close with this. This is Acts 2:17, because he can't compare. He's compelled to bring the truth out.
Yeah.
All right. He said, and it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the power, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Right, and this applies to Israel, but he said upon all flesh, and he's going to compel Esau to tell the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? But the spirit, he poured the spirit on us to show us the coming of the times. Okay, and Esau is compelled through us because we're already bringing the truth out, but he can't deny it anymore. Okay, so he's trying to be politically correct on his part. All right, go close.
With that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. The one said, elders and apostles, great millstone, who ruled well and who was worthy to be counted for double honors. And peace, citation, you brothers out there pushing the truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for love of the gospel. All right, with that, shalom.
Shalom.